Diecast Nerds is a channel devoted to the teen to adult toy collector, pop culture fans, and fellow nerd enthusiasts. This is a PG-13 channel. I might say some shit. Viewer and parental discretion is advised. Time for another episode of Diecast North's Galactic Hooligan. And if you're actually seeing me in this Jetfire shirt that I actually got from TeePublic, it's probably because I'm actually still excited about hearing about a new Jetfire that's actually going to be coming out. I think the Siege version over here is actually going to be made in G1 colors, so I can't wait to see what that's actually going to look like. Is it worth a pickup? I don't know, because I'm actually I still love Jetfire altogether, and I still am kind of considering the Masterpiece version and everything like that, but I don't dig it as much as I actually love the Siege version over here. If we actually got G1 colors, I don't know if I'd actually keep it as in bot mode, or if I'd actually keep it in jet mode, or if I'd actually keep it by my bedstand or something like that, just as wake up and say, Jetfire, you know what I mean? And I don't know, but that's actually neither here nor there. Today we are actually going to be going into something new. Today we are actually going to be doing Elita-1, leader of the Female Autobots, and she actually has a new visage hair and everything, which is actually this sports car. I think it's kind of like a crossover sports car or something. Now, if we've actually seen anything that's actually going to be coming out of the new Transformers series and everything, it looks like Elita-1's actually going to be like a some kind of SUV and everything like that. I really cannot wait to see exactly what's going to happen with that and everything, how they actually face the transformation for that. And with RC, what is she, a Bel Air or something like that? That's crazy. I can't wait to see that. But this is actually pretty interesting. I love everything that's actually going on the box over here, including this this snarl of she's actually got to kick your ass, she's gonna do it. She's gonna do it. But look at this. This is actually great. I'm taking you into Elita right now because there's so much to talk about with this. The simpler transformation is actually okay. I'm actually kind of a little bit more there with it than here. You know what I mean? But we're going to take you into this right now and everything. There goes the back of the box. Welcome to my show. As always, I appreciate each and every one of you for joining me once again. If you're joining me once again, thank you. If this is your first time joining me, why don't you hit the like and subscribe button down there and everything. It doesn't cost you anything but about a minute of your time or a second of your time, and it actually gets me to average out my numbers out a little bit further and everything like that, so I can actually become more popular on this site. So thank you for joining me once again, and let's get on with the review. And now, rolling into action, it's Elita-1. And I'm not really sure if I'm actually that disappointed or anything like that in this, I think that she actually kind of fulfills exactly what they actually wanted her to be. They actually kind of wanted her to be kind of more of a 4x4, kind of crossover, kind of Dune Bug kind of a thing. And this is exactly what I think of when I actually see this. I keep on thinking Dune Buggy more than anything else, I'm not really sure if I'm actually feeling this thing or anything like that, though. I kept it on, I got used to it and everything like that, and I kind of feel as though this would have actually been a lot cleaner, and this could have actually been used for something else, maybe reinforcing her feet and everything like that, because one thing that I actually have on mind that I'm actually going to have to fix pretty hard and everything like that is the fact that these feet are kind of they don't really necessarily like hold in as correctly or anything like that, but we'll get to that in a minute and everything, you know? But aside from that, she's actually okay. I kind of wish an Autobot symbol were actually prominently put right over here or something like that to kind of like maybe break up the colors and everything a little bit more and everything, you know? But she looks okay. Like, that's pretty much it. She actually has like visible person syndrome right underneath the cab of it and everything like that, you know? But aside from that, I really love everything that's actually going into the coloring and the wheels here and everything. I love like the hubcaps over here and everything like that, the alloyed wheels and everything, if you were actually, let's say that, you know? I like the fact that we can actually see right through this and everything, because I'm actually a big fan of like the windows and everything, but it's just that I wish they actually kind of like face this in twofold. I kind of wish that this was actually kind of like the cage around the window, and the window was actually like a separate piece and everything like that altogether, only for stability reasons and everything. We actually get her energon weapons here and everything, which is actually just okay also and everything. I kind of like them, but I kind of wish that they were actually kind of like more of a solid color and everything more than anything else. Maybe more of a silver or something like that to go along with her. They combine, you can actually have this as like a double blaster weapon and everything if you actually really wanted to. I like this one a lot more than I actually like than I like this one. And I kind of feel as though this actually kind of like looks more like a rifle. I kind of wish that they actually kind of like had a way to combine into the back of each other and everything, so they could actually make like some kind of like extra heavy duty rifle or something, you know? But as I had it before, you can actually put this over here and this over here if you actually want some extra firepower on your Jeep and everything, you know? I actually really do like the vents that are actually going on in here though. I think that's actually pretty cool. I like the stylized headlights right over here and everything. Kind of like makes it kind of expressive and everything. You know, I kept on wondering if this actually reminded me of like something from like the olden days and everything like that. I was wondering about like Penelope Pitstop. I looked up like references for her. No, I was actually looking up like Turbo Teen and everything like that. No, but this actually kind of reminds me of something from back in the day and everything. And I kind of wish I really touched base with what that was and everything, you know? It like, you know, that's just by the anglage and like how these are actually set in here and everything. I really can't wait to see the Minerva set though and everything. I love the rockets that are actually right over here and everything. And I love the fact that you can actually put these onto the rockets and everything like that to give her like a little bit more lift and everything like that while she's actually out driving and everything, you know? Now, again, mine are actually just really, really loose. So like sometimes I'll actually put these on and they will just kind of like completely fall off and everything. You can actually see how weak they are and everything too when I'm actually doing this. So there's a lot of fixing that I actually have to do. I kind of wish we didn't actually have to go off and fix our own figures or anything like that, but it is a part of the hobby, you know? And you can actually put this over here. Let's see, let's just put our blast effects right there, and let's put our blast effects right over here. And I really think that that's actually very cool and everything. All-terrain weaponry, and that's actually really, really nice. If you actually want a bit of more of a close-up, there we go. And she's actually just like blasting off and everything like that. I don't even know who's actually going to catch up to her now, you know what I mean? Like, will Override even be able to like get her and everything like that? I have no idea, but that looks really cool though. I really like that. And speaking of which, let's give you a comparison with Override. RC Siege Netflix Elita-1. We're gonna give you a comparison with Let Her Land. There we go. And there goes her old visage of her old self. This is Elita-1 in the, I think it's the Titans Returns. And they really look great together. And I kind of like still think that this kind of looks like Elita-1, and then what happens after she actually gets reformatted by Vector Sigma and everything. So that's actually really cool. All right, now that we've actually taken a good look at her auto mode here and everything, you know, which is actually an okay auto mode, as I said before, let us get into transformation and let us see everything that she actually is. But we've seen it already. Henshin! Transforming Elita-1 is actually really, really great. So we're actually going to remove this right over here. So the thing is that she is kind of like a shell former, but not a shell former at the same time, you know? Like, I think I like the fact that they didn't totally make her a shell former or anything like that, but at the same time, there are shell former attributes to her and everything. So let's get into it. As you saw before, you just like accordion this out, but you just do that by removing this right from the arm guard right here. Bring this out and accordion this all the way down, and then we'll flip this over, and those will actually make her feet. We will then go over here and let us remove her arms right from the back, and then we're going to rotate her wrist. So you unpeg and then you rotate, and now let's get all of this out of the way. We'll unpeg this right over here, and we'll bring this all the way up and unpeg, and right on that arm that actually brings all the way up. That's the one thing that's actually really nice and tight on my version of Elita-1. We'll take this and bring this all the way to the back and store that right underneath, and bring this all the way down here, and there we go. Oh, and let us reverse her waist right over here, and there we actually have Elita-1 in robot mode. Elita-1 in robot mode is actually kind of cool, but she's also a very mixed bag and everything. Now, one thing that I actually do like is the paint that's actually going right over here, even down to like the upside down T that was actually like a part of her G1 image and everything. That's actually really nice. I love the fact that we actually have like a small little Autobot symbol right over here. Her visors. I love her face too. Her face actually kind of like has a softness but sternness to her and everything like that too. And it's always amazing when they can actually get lips actually done on a figure this size and everything, you know, at like a mass production rate and everything, you know. So that's actually always really cool. And I love the way this looks a lot better than I actually like the way that it looks on RC and everything, you know. RC looks like it was actually just like drawn on. This looks like it was actually chiseled on or something. Like she's actually like fine piece of art, and I really love, sorry for the shaky camera folks, but I really love this face. It's actually just like really elegant, very much an old school face and everything like that, kind of like as if it was actually done up from like the romantic period of art and everything, you know. I kind of wish that the side could have actually gotten like a little bit more blue and everything like that, and I think I wouldn't have actually noticed that unless I actually like focused in on this really tightly and everything. I love her antlers though. Like, I love the antenna right over here. That's actually really nice. In fact, I think I like this a lot better. I think I like the way the helmet is actually a little bit more than than this version of Elita-1 right over here. Although I think she is absolutely beautiful here. Like, all the paint on here is just like really gorgeous and everything. It'd be great if they could have actually like follow that up to the back of the head and everything, you know. And I'm not exactly sure why they didn't, you know. I'm thinking that they were actually going to scratch the paint, but it would be easy to scratch the paint on the back and everything like that. But like, everything about this version is actually so heroic, you know. You still get like a very heroic look, but it's actually just like very different dynamics and everything. Whereas over here, there's a separation at the waist here and everything like that. We don't really have that over here or anything like that. There's like a lot of magenta over here. There are some deep reds and everything, pinks, and a lot of like different values of pink and everything like that. That actually really makes up a great color palette over here. Over here, you actually get kind of like more of like just reds, salmon, and then you actually have white. So like, this actually kind of like looks like she actually kind of like makes more of a it kind of like gives her more of a heroic presence and everything. I'm not knocking her though or anything like that. Like, I think this actually looks great. One thing that I think where it didn't work well here is, like I said before, in RC, I hate it when they actually kind of come over to the trousers and they don't like come back and paint all the way back here and everything like that. Like, I think that actually kind of like gets lost, and they always say you never really pose your figures from the back or anything like that, but I think that's like a little bit of missing work that they could have actually like kind of like that they could have actually fixed here. Or maybe even casted this in like the same color and then just like followed that over here, because right over here on Netflix, on Netflix Elita, you actually see it kind of like following all the way to the back and everything like that, right from where the salmon color is all the way to the back. That's really nice. And even over here on this part of the abdomen right here, you actually see like a lot of color following to the back and everything like that. They didn't do that with white or with this with this color right over here. So like, that's actually kind of a shame, but they actually did have a lot more going as far as like following up with the color and everything. And I kind of like feel as though that's actually missed on this version of Elita, but she does look very classic. You know, I love the fact that I love the design. The design is actually very, very cool. I just kind of like think that it's very cool. It's a very simplistic design. I love everything going with the coloring over here and everything. One thing that's actually kind of missing here is that I kind of wish that with all the articulation that they actually gave her, that they didn't put this head on a mushroom peg or anything like that. I kind of wish she actually had the ability to move all around, because the same thing that I actually thought was actually missing on Override, I think this would have actually like been so much better, even if they actually just gave her like a slight ability to look up just a little bit, and it would have actually been great. We actually get the ability to look up even on this. She actually has the ability to look up slightly. That's actually great, and that speaks a lot for like this figure and everything. With RC, they actually decided to go all the way and just like cut out like a little piece right over here, so she actually does have that dynamic look and everything. That would have actually been awesome for the rest of your female characters, and I kind of wish that that would have actually been followed up on this version of Elita, on Override here and everything, you know what I mean? But like, I will actually go into that in comparisons in just a minute. First off, let's check out her articulation. So articulation goes like this. She actually doesn't have like a 360 or anything like that. It's actually kind of inhibited by this right over here, where her helmet actually kind of like meets this piece. And so if you're turning, you're not really going to get quite 360 or anything like that, you know? There we go. You actually have these pieces right over here that you can actually articulate. If you actually wanted to make them like another shoulder guard or anything like that, you could actually do that. You can even manipulate this in a way where you could actually kind of like hide these pieces right over here if you didn't want the shoulder pauldrons or anything like that, and then just kind of like snap it back like that and everything, so she actually has more of this look going. If you please, like, that's actually like a really good look also and everything, and I wouldn't knock you if you actually did do that. I kind of think that she looks great here though. I kind of like this look, and I don't know exactly what it is that actually gets me. I'm going to probably be doing that with Minerva too if I actually get her. So if I actually do get Minerva, if I ever find Minerva, I don't know if I'm actually going to make any changes to either Elita or Minerva just to keep them like a little bit different, you know what I mean? But there we go. We actually have a, let's see, we have a hinge right over here, so that's nice. We actually have like a 360 right over here, inhibited by her backpack. We have bicep rotation, so that's actually really nice. A little bit more than 90 degrees and everything, so that's great also. Let's see, we have wrist articulation and everything. That's nice. Waist articulation, so that's actually really nice, and mine isn't as tight or anything like that, so mine is actually kind of weird. It's kind of like everything up here tight AF, but everything down here is actually kind of like loose. So like everything that goes into her legs, that actually goes into her feet, just really loose and everything like that all together, especially when you actually kind of like dislodge the foot and everything like that. So there's like a little bit of fixing that I actually have to do, but like here we go. We actually have a little bit of out like this. If you actually want to break up her knee a little bit more and everything, you can actually do that. She actually can go all the way out to that far, going back out and everything like that. And I think that's actually inhibited by like whatever's going on over here in her hips. Let's see, we can only go out this far, so not the full kung fu or anything like that, but she's actually like almost close. Let's see, we actually have this right over here, so like a 90-degree bend, and we have thigh rotation right over here that's actually done by the upper thigh, and dorsal, not dorsal, but like a lot of ankle articulation right over here. Again, when you actually break it up, it becomes really loose. But if you actually kind of combine it like this, not so much. But she is really not that bad of a bot. I kind of like her, actually. I think that she's actually like a very cool looking bot. She's actually very stoic looking, but like at the same time, there are a couple of things design wise that I'm not exactly sure. Like right under here, underneath her chest plate and everything like that, we actually have the venting going over here. I'm not exactly sure if I would actually put the venting over there per se myself or anything like that. But that's pretty much it. I kind of wish that they actually followed the paints right over here also and everything to give like more red, you know. So like again, like I don't know if it was actually worked into the budget or anything like that, or if it wasn't like a part of the budget, but like I kind of feel like just like a little bit more of a dab of paint right over there could have actually like made her a little bit more of a solid looking bot, you know. But let's get into comparisons. In comparisons, here goes Elita-1 with Override Studio Series RC. And here's Legacy Elita-1 with Siege Netflix Elita-1 and Titans Returns Elita-1. And no matter what, she actually looks pretty good. So, always remember, in any version of Elita-1 that you get, remember, the winner will always be you. I'm going to have final thoughts in just a moment. I really want to thank you all again for coming in and seeing this show and joining me. And I just want to say, Elita-1, do I really recommend her? I think she's actually really cool. There's a lot of good stuff that's actually going into her and everything. Is she the best version of Elita-1 we'll get? I don't know. Like, I think that she's actually kind of like a midway standard and everything for what we're actually supposed to get as an Elita-1. Now, we're actually seeing the Transformers All-Spark, I think that's the name of the show, where we're actually going to see Elita-1 as like an SUV and everything. As I said before, it looks like it's actually going to be pretty incredible and everything, but she probably isn't going to look this G1 for a while. So let's see exactly what's actually going to happen with her and everything. I really love this figure. I think it's actually great. Do I recommend her? Like out of 10, I'd actually probably give her like a strong 7. And that's actually saying a lot because of the fact that I do like this figure, but at the same time, it has issues. So there are a couple of things that I would have actually like maybe wanted to see a little bit more in an Elita-1 figure, especially since we actually got such a great transformation out of RC and out of Override. And this one just kind of like makes me feel like they didn't really put like a lot of thought into her and everything like that. And for a character as cool as Elita-1's actually supposed to be, she's actually supposed to be like a little bit better, a little bit bigger, you know what I mean? Like, maybe not bigger, but maybe about the size of Override or something, you know? Like, maybe let her be a little bit more sizable than the rest of the female Autobots and everything. I mean, I don't know. Like, she still has a commanding presence. I still love that face. That face is actually great, you know? But, like, aside from that, I really want to say, if you buy her, I think you'll enjoy her, but buyer beware. Don't come and hit me in the face or anything like that if you don't like her or anything, because I wear glasses and that actually exonerates me from any kind of abuse that I could actually be getting from any one of you, but I really think she's fun. And that is it for me today. I really appreciate you all for joining me once again on my trip through nerddom. I really appreciate each and every one of you for joining me and tuning in. You could actually tune into a lot of other characters out there and everything. I am absolutely stoked that you're actually with me. And remember two things. Remember to treat yourselves with kindness, treat yourselves with love and respect, treat others with love and respect out there. And also remember, when these stop being magical, that's when I'll stop collecting. I will talk to you soon.